I was checking the reading list for computer science at some of the leading universities in the country. One title that came up often was The Road to Conscious Machines, The Story of AI by Michael Waldridge, who at the time of recording is currently the head of the Department of Computer Science at the University of Oxford. I believe that this book is a great starting point for anyone, computer science inclined or not, to learn about the concept and story behind artificial intelligence. The book dives deep into all the breakthroughs throughout the history of artificial intelligence, from the inception of the idea up until how AI is currently used in so many of the services around us. The book opens up by detailing the golden age of AI. During the golden age, Alan Turing developed some of the earliest mathematics behind computer science, which then led him to conceive the idea of artificial intelligence, as well as Christopher Strachey, who wrote the earliest successful AI program. The golden age also encompasses the era in which chessbots were first developed, as well as attempting to play many different board games or other such basic programs in respect to all of the various technologies that we have now. The third chapter of the book is named Knowledge is Power, where we as a group of computer scientists have strived in order to build extremely large data sets of information that we can then use in order to build these machine learning or artificial intelligence algorithms upon. The book then later details the use of robotics and its initial inception, as well as how this links into behavioral AI, which is where the book then details the rift between the AI community, where those who believe that the way forward for AI was through extensive mathematics. On the contrary, those who believe that instead a more behavioral AI system would be beneficial. To give a brief breakdown of behavioral AI, it is the idea that an AI system builds upon all of the data that it has learned constantly, so that a machine can work on its own without needing additional programming. This process is used in the Roomba vacuum machine that observes its environment, learns from it, and has no need to constantly be reprogrammed every time it is placed within a brand new environment. Woolridge then outlines all of the possibilities of how AI will change the future, initially shedding light upon all of the possibilities that people may be scared of, i.e. your Terminator or Age of Ultron type situations, where AI has taken over the world with the one aim of exterminating the entire human race. Woolridge outlines how this idea is extremely far-fetched and is not a real possibility anytime soon, but it is something that, of course, is fun to portray in movies. After this section, Woolridge then describes the actual risks that are present when developing AI. Currently, AI is putting people out of jobs, increasing poverty and unemployment, whilst also increasing the gap between the privileged and the underprivileged. Another risk is when AI is used in real-life scenarios, such as policing and judgment, where AI makes decisions about other people's lives. These are ethical issues that we go through in the second episode of the Intelligent Style podcast, which I'll leave a link to in the description below. Another issue that has already come to the forefront is how people working in certain companies may be controlled or managed by machines. For example, workers at Amazon simply need to hit tasks that are given to them by their virtual manager in order to get paid or to have completed their set amount of work for the day. This increases their productivity. However, this is extremely detrimental for their general social interactions and leads to heavy mental strain. So this considered, we then move to the final chapter named Conscious Machines. And this perfectly rounds off the entire journey that we've been on. By reading this book, I've been greatly inspired, and my aim is to be part of the next wave of such technologies. On the Intelligent Style podcast, I myself have made several references to this book, and this is how I've learned about certain topics and certain concepts that I later discussed on this podcast. I would recommend to read the new Turing Omnibus by A.K. Drudny as a form of wider reading beyond this. This book details the history and is more of a story of all of the, well, as the title would suggest, is a story of all of the advancements throughout the history of AI, whereas they're using the concepts as well as the appendix of this book. You may see more in-depth information as to how these algorithms and concepts are actually made, as a lot of it revolves around extremely advanced mathematics that if you are interested in, I highly suggest reading some of the books that are in the appendix of this book, as well as performing your own wider reading about this subject. I hope that you've all enjoyed today's video. I'll be leaving the UK Amazon link to the book in the description below. To keep up to date with all of the new Intelligence Dive content, please do like and subscribe, as well as turning on the post notifications. Also, follow the Intelligence Dive LinkedIn page, where you can see what myself, Ben, and the rest of the Intelligence Dive community are getting up to. With that said, I hope that you've all enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you.